War Robots adds new robots and weapons constantly, roughly every 40 days or so. There's always going to be something new, and honestly, it's starting to feel like the game is stuck in a cycle it can't keep up with. Every update, new drops, new equipment that's clearly overpowered as Pixonic want it to be, and it floods the top leagues. Suddenly, entire matches are decided by who has the newest stuff and who doesn't. You feel it immediately in Diamond League or above. One robot or weapon can completely ruin and change a match. The problem is, new gear doesn't get balanced quickly. Players are encouraged to dump huge amounts of silver, gold or real money into upgrading it, because if you don't, you will fall behind fast. Then months later, after it's dominated leagues and distorted matchmaking, it finally gets rebalanced or nerfed. And by this point the damage is already done. Leagues have been warped, players have burned their resources once again, and the next overpowered release is already on the way. Now this is where the pay to win pressure really kicks in. You don't need to be a whale, but if you don't spend at least a little bit or get lucky with events, you're constantly playing catch up. Free to play and low spend players can compete, but only if they play perfectly and avoid mistakes, while players with the newest gear can always make bad plays and still win. That gap is what frustrates people, not just losing, but losing because the power difference is obvious. I don't think adding new content is the issue. War Robots needs updates to stay alive. The issue is releasing overpowered equipment, letting it run wild in leagues for months and only fixing it once the next thing is already on the way. Progress starts to feel temporary. Why invest heavily in a robot or weapon if there's a good chance it will be weaker by the time you finish upgrading it? Over time, this burns players out. Instead of building a hangar you're proud of, you're constantly replacing things just to stay relevant. Returning players come back like me and see how far behind they are, and leave again. That's not healthy long term, even if short term sales look good. So the real question is whether War Robots can keep going like this, constantly adding stronger gear, letting it dominate leagues, then fixing it, or rebalancing it, later, or if something needs to change. Faster balancing, less extreme power jumps, or more respect for player investment, because if every update breaks the game like it currently does, eventually players are going to stop caring and stop playing. I'm curious about everyone's opinions, so make sure to tell me below.